Yeah, there's no pizza.
That's what she said there was gonna be.
I know, but there's no pizza. Stupid.
Hey, James. Run, take a seat. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming in. I know this is the last place everybody wants to be, staying an hour late after work, but we have some important things to discuss.
Well, you said there'd be pizza, so...
So as we all know, we're all trying to always constantly improve and expand here at the world's only Mothman Museum. But before we go any further, I want us to go all around and say one thing that is our favorite thing about working in this business, and I'll go first. My personal favorite is the Mothman root beer that we brew right here in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And we'll start here and we'll all...
Get to the point, please. Hi, I'm Brett. I've worked here for a while. I really don't care that much about any of this. My neighbor went missing last week, and my Ring doorbell won't stop going off because the cops have been coming in and out of their house. So I'm just tired, and I want to go home.
So the point of that exercise was to show the many great features of the Mothman Museum and the other great businesses we have here on Main Street. But there's also always room for improvement. And I believe there is one major thing that is keeping us from reaching that full potential.
Mothman?
Hello everyone, I'm the Mothman. I've been working here since the place opened. Not technically a co-founder, but I've done a lot to get the business off the ground. These days, I'm more of just a janitor, cleaning up, doing odd jobs, and really just filling in wherever I'm needed.
Hey, Mothy, we just got these new building blocks in. Would you mind taking the time to put one together for a display?
I'll do my best. One day I'm gonna run this place though. Work myself all the way to the top. From sweeping floors and polishing floors to cashing checks and writing checks for people to cash.
He's really a problem. I mean, I get that he's been here from the beginning, but sometimes you gotta cut the fat, It's not like we're killing him. I mean, they killed Mr. Peanut. They ripped the top hat right off of his head. We're just, letting him go because he's simply not a great fit for the company anymore.
You want to fire the Mothman from the Mothman Museum?
I consider it a necessity for the well-being and continual success of this business.
A business that fully rests on the shoulders of the Mothman.
He doesn't really do that much. On paper, he's the janitor, but one of the most frequent complaints that we get from customers is how dirty this place is.
Hey, that's continually a rare complaint that we get, but the artifacts that we have here, they're from the 60s and they do get a little bit dirty with age, but we here at the Mothman Museum, we are clean and yeah, we're clean here at the museum. But Brett is right. The place more rests on Mothman, the aesthetic, more so than Mothman, the man.
I agree that Mothman has been more so dead weight lately, but I don't think we're ever going to convince Jeff to fire him.
Who's Jeff?
So Jeff is our boss. The entire museum basically curated by him. All the artifacts are in there he has collected over the years. So I don't believe that firing Mothman is going to be something he's interested in. I mean, it's the whole point of the museum, Like, firing Mothman is kind of like asking him to take out Gene Simmons' Executioner style, which is not happening, by the way. So, the Kiss memorabilia is something else he's dedicated his life to, collecting and loving deeply.
Everyone, this is the PI that I hired to keep eyes on Mothman.
You aren't taping me, are you?
You hired a PI?
Well, I wanted to see if we could dig up anything else on the Mothman to give us the concrete reason to fire him.
Are you actually a luchador?
Not really. I just wear the mask to connect with my culture.
Are you Mexican?
I'm a quarter Mexican, so I don't really wear the whole outfit, but I consider my head to be part of that 25%.
You got the dolls?
One moth dossier.
Gracias. You summarize?
I mean, he's pretty boring and lonely. I would say alone most of the time. Like nobody really cares about him.
Nothing in there that we could use to get him potentially fired?
Now it's just mainly pictures of him sitting in different places by himself.
All right, everyone, we've got to compile a list of every reason we could fire this guy. If we all approach Jeff with a comprehensive list of everything he does wrong, then we might just get him to pull the trigger.
He does really struggle with personal boundaries. That is something that frequently causes problems with the customers.
So picture in my hand, I'm holding a crystal orb, right? And surrounding the orb, running around like a sort of ring, circling, is a bunch of little elves. The crystal ball is the brain, you understand? And the elves are thoughts and expressions, you understand? You are familiar with the term matrix? Well, we are carbon-based, so this is our physical matrix. The elves never stop running, and they are always looking for other orbs. In fact, when they find one, they detach and reattach to the new orb. Cerebral expansion. Am I a reflection of my own thoughts or the thoughts of others? I think you're still hung up on the term matrix.
I think we could really sell that one.
Oh, he makes the coffee way too strong. Like, I get that he's trying to be nice, to do something nice, to, be nice. But I took a sip of a cup he made the other day, and it literally made my body feel like the time I got hit by that truck.
I cannot believe you're still whining about that.
Hi, I'm James. I've worked here at the Moths and Men Museum for about 6 years now. And in 2017, I was hit by a truck right here on Main Street, and I died for 2 minutes. And I can show you the scars if you want. I get he's kind of a big part of this, but I don't think it's nonsensical to reassess the actual value he brings to the company by physically being here. Lately, he feels like he's just become more of a formality, or some sort of tradition that really isn't worth upholding anymore. Don't get me wrong, he is a great mascot, but isn't the whole point of a mascot to kind of just look at it?
Did they ever find the guy who hit you? I think we could convince Jeff that it was Mothman. Tell him if he fires him, you won't press charges.
Well, the statute of limitation is up.
I still think that's grounds for termination.
How can you guys even be discussing this? He is Mothman. Even if.
Hold that thought, Olivia. Brett, you are on the right track. But we gotta frame Mothman for a crime that people actually care about.
This is legit criminal. Like, are we thinking about that, like, at all?
But don't you want this business to succeed?
Not really that badly. Mothman is my friend. I don't want to see him go through all that.
Ooh, what about the bridge?
Silver Bridge?
Exactly.
That's not bad. People already think he had something to do with that.
Okay, but he didn't. It's proven that he didn't.
People think he does.
Oh, the bridge fell because of poor infrastructure.
Well, we could say that the Mothman has been hiding documents in the museum and be whistleblowers for covered up information.
I do have an uncle who almost died on the bridge.
Everybody in this town has an uncle that almost died on the bridge. If we convince these people that Mothman caused the disaster that killed 46 people and almost everyone's uncle, they will rip him apart.
As a guy who pulls apart bugs, their wings and their legs, he might come apart pretty easy.
You need to do Photoshop?
For $200.
James, $200.
I don't have that.
I'll just pay you later. I'm good for it.
See this little cut in my finger here?
Yes, sir. See?
It's from where I punched a horse so hard in the jaw that its bone broke the skin and cut me.
Why'd you punch the horse? See?
You ever see Blade Runner? It's $250 now. I'll have the pictures to you by the end of the day tomorrow.
Okay, guys, I think we're really blowing this way out of the water. I mean, sure, Mothman has his hang-ups, but he's pure of heart. He's a nice guy. He's a good worker.
I think we're all in agreement here, Liv.
Moth's gotta go.
I don't want him gone. What are some less drastic options then?
Well, if you don't get him to quit, this might be the only way.
Okay, well, what does it take for him to get just one more chance?
Literally prove that he can perform the most basic task. I'll give you until the end of the day tomorrow, but if I get those pictures back and he's still working here, then I'm blowing the whistle.
Basic task as in putting together one of the Mothman brick sets?
If he can put together one of those brick sets, then I'll quit.
Hey, Mothy.
Well, hey, Olivia.
You ever get that brick set finished?
Well, it took me most of yesterday, but I got her done. What? I don't know. I'm sorry, Olivia.
It's okay. I think we better go have a talk real quick. Is that all right?
Okay.
Watch. Yep. So, what is your goal working here?
Well, one day I'm gonna run this place. I think if I stick around here long enough, it's just bound to happen.
I mean, if that was meant to be, don't you think it would have happened by now?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I mean, is it really in the cards for you? Maybe it's time to spread your wings and fly your dreams somewhere else.
But this is my place. This is where I'm from. It's where I belong.
How would you change this place?
Well, I'd keep things mostly the same, but I want to take people to the Teen T area, my home, and tell them that you can be a bug man from a toxic swamp that everyone is scared of and still do good.
What would you tell them about?
Well, I'd tell them about all the beauty you can still find in those kinds of places. The ancient trees that still grow in spite of all the pollution, and all the things the amazing creatures do. The mellow chorus of the tree frogs, and the bounding grace of the whitetail, the majesty of the blue heron that carves the water.
Is the heron your favorite?
Maybe you're right. Maybe I wasted all my time here. If I was meant to change the world, I would have by now. I guess my time has passed. Me sticking around here is taking a job from someone who may really need it, or preventing someone who really can change the world from doing so. I guess I quit.
So long, Mothman.